What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about Activision's response to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer, a canceled remaster that we've been waiting for, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also let me know in the comment section, would you rather see a faithful Modern Warfare 2 remaster with the risk of community backlash, since clearly times have changed, or would you rather just see all those classic maps on the brand new Modern Warfare engine, either in the new Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 coming this fall? Leave all your feedback down below in the comments. But as of recently, as a bit of a reminder, Infinity Ward developers did state that a classic map is coming to Modern Warfare 2 pretty soon, presumably in Season 4, and according to that article that was posted by Dexerto, CDO pros have already tested the map, which has me thinking that it'll end up dropping either in Season 4 or Season 4 Reloaded relatively soon in the next couple of weeks, or a month and a half at most. I made a separate video about that map, which I have linked down below in this video's description, but keep that headline in mind because we're going to circle back to that in a couple of minutes, as it is relevant to something else we're going to be discussing here in today's commentary. Now, tonight's video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Did you know that you don't really need a lot of money to hire a lawyer? Well, if you're injured and don't know where to start, Morgan & Morgan has your back. Submitting a claim for an injury doesn't have to be a tedious process. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no need for you to visit law offices and sit through timely consultations. You can submit a claim and have a lawyer review your case with just 8 clicks or less from your mobile phone. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process, making it easy to submit case details, sign contracts, and upload any documents all from your mobile phone. You heard that right. You don't ever have to leave the couch. You can even text your attorney during the duration of your case. Now, if you're ever in an accident though, you want to make sure you do the following. Make sure you're okay, file a police report, contact your insurance, and guarantee that you have legal representation. Now, you can check out Morgan & Morgan with the special link down below, and thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring tonight's video. Now, over the last few years, various attempts have been made from the community to remaster the original Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer experience. For the longest time, we all thought that the mod coming to Black Ops 3 was finally going to be a big breakthrough for people that want a classic Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, and I did think that was going to conceptualize until that project fell apart because many of the important components of that project, such as certain individuals, ended up abandoning the project for more reasons than another, and that project then disappeared. It no longer was going to happen, despite articles from even GameSpot being written about how a mod was being developed for Black Ops 3, which would have featured Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Now, in terms of legality, I think that project probably would have been okay, but maybe there still would have been issues later on. Now, the best effort of all, though, when it comes to remastering Modern Warfare 2 is a project called SM2. It was a modded Call of Duty client based on the Modern Warfare Remastered engine from 2016, which featured numerous features across Call of Duty titles, including 100 plus weapons with attachments and camos, 24 perks, including both original and returning abilities, Modern Warfare 3 Strike Chain, which is the point streak system with additional streaks, integrated party and voice chat systems, currency systems similar to what we saw in Black Ops 1, including wager matches, dedicated melee weapon slots as seen in Modern Warfare Remastered 2016, native music players as seen in Black Ops 3, unique progression systems, gameplay ping systems as seen in Modern Warfare 2019, and even native controller support, including aim assist. So the mod was set to be released for free. Whenever it would have ended up coming out, it would have been free, but I want to also remind you guys that back in April, it was mentioned that the project itself was going to be moved from the original Modern Warfare 2 engine, IW4, to Modern Warfare Remaster's engine, H1 2016, due to technical issues. There was still no official release date for this mod, even back in April when they were switching engines, but as of right now, the current update on SM2 is the development on it has been ceased. The SM2 dev team took to Twitter that a cease and desist was received by Activision, and in compliance with it, they will be shutting down all operations on this project. Now, that's unfortunate. The development went into SM2 for about 2 years. I remember back before even Cold War came out, we were talking about SM2. It was quite a while ago when development had been talked about for such a project, and I knew even from the get-go, even before we knew what was going to happen with an official Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer, I knew that a project like this was going to be a bit of a touchy subject. It was going to be risky. Even if development had been completed on this project and the project was released, I still think there would have been a chance months after release, Activision could have stepped in at any time to cease all operations and development on the project, could have had it removed from the internet. So I think this entire time, it was one of the riskiest projects the community probably could have ever took up. up. But a big question is, was it the engine shift, moving from Modern Warfare 2's original engine to Modern Warfare Remastered's engine? Did Activision have a certain problem with them doing that, to where they're like, yeah, if you guys want to make mods for Black Ops 3 or create some type of modded client with the original Modern Warfare 2 engine, go ahead, but once you start touching an engine that's about, what, 7-ish years old, then they had a problem with it? That's a big question mark, but I'm not going to go off on a big tangent in terms of legality here in this commentary. I think it's sad that the developers put in that much time into SM2, and it's sad that it was something very passionate and something the community was asking for. It's sad that it had to come down to this, but I think no matter what, from the get-go, this was a very, very risky project that I almost could have predicted was going to get taken down, even if the project had been completed and released all over the internet. I mean, I could also go off on a tangent about Plutonium, because there are a lot of modded clients out there allowing you to download full games for free, full Call of Duty titles, which I think at any given time could be removed from the internet. If Activision takes any type of time to scour the internet for free versions of their games, they can take them down at any time. So I think any project like this is always going to be risky. If it's within Black Ops 3, it probably has a chance of surviving, even though there still are chances Activision can step in at any time and remove certain things. Either way, it's a big touchy subject and a giant gray area of how games are distributed on the internet. Now, as I was editing this video, Activision has sent a cease and desist letter to the X Labs project. We have Momo over on Twitter, who was responsible, along with a few others, for creating the BOIII client, which is essentially an alternate version of Black Ops 3 you can launch that goes ahead and solves a lot of major issues that the official Black Ops 3 client has on PC, dealing with hackers, other server-related issues, and stability problems. That has now been taken down. So for those that think Plutonium is next for some of the older clients for Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, that is possible. I do think Activision could take any of that down at any given time, but I want to remind you guys that with the X Labs project, there was some type of issue going on with Patreon, where I think it was Momo and other individuals were making some money off releasing the BOIII client early, since it hasn't even officially released yet, at least on their end. They were giving out early access to anybody out there who donated to them, and that obviously just isn't legal. So with that, I'm not really surprised that this project got shut down, but I still do think it's possible that even if it is completely free to play, Activision can step in at any time and be like, you know what, we're just not okay with this client being released. But I honestly do believe that with the fact some of these maps that were going to be in SM2, or most of them at least, are slowly being drip-fed into Modern Warfare 2. Some in Al Mazrah in the form of points of interest, some of them have been added to multiplayer already, and we even have more that are rumored for the end of this game's life cycle. Again, classic maps 2009 or even MWIII 2011. We also have a big rumor that a lot of these maps, if not most of them, are also going to be implemented in Modern Warfare 3 this fall, which is set to celebrate 20 years of the franchise. Therefore, a ton of remasters would fit well with this fall's project from Sledgehammer, right? Project Jupiter, codenamed Modern Warfare 3. So the timing can't be a coincidence, right? Now that remasters are slowly rolling out, now that there's a big plan behind the scenes to pump out classic Call of Duty content on the brand new engine, it makes sense that they want to steer all the attention to that, and they want to make sure that there aren't any free-to-play projects, especially, that are going to feature remastered versions of maps that Activision wants to resell and repackage this fall or add in via DLC seasons. Now, I also believe SM2 is just one of those ticking time bombs, considering Activision's ever-changing plans to remaster old content. It seems like, at least during the 2016 era, back when Black Ops 3 got a second year of support, Infinite Warfare came out, and that was bundled with Modern Warfare 1 Remastered featuring a multiplayer, it seems like the pre-Warzone era had different plans for the COD series, right? Activision likely had a contract with Sony, which has been talked about so many times in the past by the press and other members of the community. There was a contract with Sony to remaster the original 3 Modern Warfare games and release them all 30 days early on PlayStation. They would all come to other platforms later, and we kind of saw that with Modern Warfare 1 Remastered, right? You were able to play campaign 30 days early, and then all platforms got to play the entire experience when IW released. Modern Warfare 2 only got a campaign remaster, but that also released 30 days early for PlayStation. That was back in 2020, and there were lots of rumors, leaks, and proof that a Modern Warfare 3 remaster was also going to happen, whether it was campaign only, whether it was the full game. But then Activision made a very random statement about a year or so ago saying that Modern Warfare 3 Remastered didn't actually exist, even though it kind of has you scratching your head, right? Wouldn't they have wanted to do a full trilogy and then bundle all 3 and sell that as well at one point if there was a contract with Sony? So I think at some point in time before the Warzone era really took off, there were plans to remaster all these games, and I think if SM2 was farther in development at that time in like 2020, they also would have received a cease and desist. That's probably what was going to happen, but now looking at how the plans changed for these old remastered maps, and now they're probably going to bundle most of them with Modern Warfare 3 this fall, now is probably why they took down such a project like SM2. But I really don't think Activision had a very concrete plan on how they were going to release all those old remastered maps, and I think the project this fall to celebrate 20 years of COD is the project they stuck with to finally execute a vision like that to release as many old maps as possible. Now, I do hope the developers of SM2 do still create some type of project that doesn't fall under some type of legal issues with Activision. Hopefully they still do something, because I think they're very talented folks, and if you look at what was going into SM2, as we talked about earlier, it was more than just a remastered Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. It was going to have so much more than that, and maybe Activision not only were upset about the fact that the game had a bunch of remastered maps they want to resell this fall, and this project could have been big enough to maybe stand in the way of some type of success for Modern Warfare 3 this fall, even though it was PC exclusive, they still could have felt like, hey, that's not really smart right now if this ends up coming out right when our new game does. Now, something else to remember is that when they were originally making SM2 on the Modern Warfare 2 engine, they said that you had to own the full game to play it. And maybe Activision saw that and was like, okay, that's fine, you have to own the full game. But when they switched engines to Modern Warfare Remastered, they went ahead and claimed that you didn't have to own that version of the game to then play SM2, and that the client would just come with all that for free. So with that, it says people that own Modern Warfare 2 2009 will be granted exclusive rewards for then playing SM2 on the newer MW Remastered engine. So in a way, that's them kind of releasing Modern Warfare Remastered for free in a sense, or using that entire client and putting that out for free, just with the mod, of course, featuring all the content we talked about. So I think there's many reasons as to why Activision would have wanted this project taken down, whether it was right when the project began development, whether it was halfway through development, or even after its supposed release. If that ever would have happened, I think there could have been any moment in time when they stepped in and said, you know what, we're now releasing a project similar to this, or a game featuring a bunch of remastered content. We want to take down all clients like this on the internet that not only give free access to some of our property, but also feature content that we want to resell in a different way. Now, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer is almost a topic similar to Zombies Chronicles, right? Something that we know existed at one point in time, something that evidence exists for, something that Activision is probably also going to put out at some point in the future, maybe in different form, under a different label. But it's one of those topics that I'll always bring up here on the channel if it's ever relevant, if it ever makes sense. I also want to see remasters of World at War, Black Ops 1, of course Black Ops 2. I think, if anything, Activision is still lagging behind a bit in remastering some fan favorite titles that I think would sell very well, I think would be good to release during any type of drought periods. For example, when we had this big drought from like December to late January for the new Modern Warfare 2, would have been a cool time to release a remastered COD game with campaign, multiplayer, a zombies, whatever, something that's filler that you can drop in the meantime that would be successful, but something that could be balanced well and wouldn't really take away too much from the attention that they want to have on some of the newer titles. And I also think the summer is a great time to do stuff like that, right? Maybe right in between marketing a new COD, but then right as the last COD's life cycle is coming to an end, drop a remastered game, build up some hype, and then from there, drop a trailer for the new Call of Duty and start marketing that game, do a beta for that game. And I think that would kind of turn the hype around a little bit and get the attention away from the remaster and put it towards the new game again. I think it's all about the timing, and if they figure out the timing to remastering older games, which they'll hopefully do this fall by bringing back a bunch of classic maps in Modern Warfare 3, then I think the community will be happy at the end of the day. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the cancellation of SM2? How are you feeling about kind of where the topic of MW2 Remastered multiplayer lays today? Do you think there's any potential for an individual project like that in the future, or will it just be them bundling old maps in newer titles? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.